Mindset. It's part of Million Dollar Monday. And this is about the number one idea or company killer. And it's marketing. Something about marketing, it's part of execution. And the question for you is, which is better? An A+ idea with only B- execution, or a B- idea with A+ execution? I'm also going to talk to you today about the practice pilot. And this is a lesson in ROI marketing, return on investment type of marketing. You know, ideas are easy, but execution is really tough. And for many people, it's impossible. It's really accurate to say that where most people fall short is the execution. Everybody's got great ideas. Everybody's got the next invention. Everybody has some product or service that they want to sell these days. But really, the size of your company will equal the size of your ability to execute. Worth saying one more time, the size of your company, the size of your success will equal the size of your ability to execute. So what is execution? You know, it's building the company from scratch. It's taking an idea from concept to actually creating dollars. It's the products and services that you have to get started before there's any cash flow. How do you get started when there's no money? Then when there is cash coming in, how do you flip the switch and really grow from there? It's growing a culture that starts with maybe 0 or 1 employees and going to 3 employees, 10 employees, a dozen, hundreds of employees. This is all so tough. I actually went back to school for this. I've got 12 weeks left before I've got my master's in industrial and organizational psychology. But rather than talking about those sort of incremental, granular pieces of execution, we're going to start with the most important one again, and it's marketing. How are you going to get people to buy your product? How are you going to get people in the door? How are you going to be successful if nobody's getting eyeballs on it and actually buying it, purchasing it, investing in it, whatever it is that you're getting into, coming in as your patient, whatever it is that you're trying to start here, whether you're a great idea, your brilliant business concept, or this amazing miracle products, how are you going to get it moving without the marketing? Marketing is no doubt the number one killer. I get a new idea that either comes to my brain or is brought to me by somebody literally every week, sometimes every day. My question always is to myself or to these other people, how do you market it? How do you get people to come in? How do you get people to buy it? And often I pass on things that look really good because either the person who brought the idea or concept to me or because it's something I'm interested in that I've thought of myself. I don't get started because I don't know exactly how to market it. How are we going to get it out there? Very few people have a good answer to that. You know, people like nutritionists. I have a bachelor's in nutrition. I know many naturopaths, personal trainers. I've been involved in all of those worlds throughout my history and even now. And many of them just can't succeed because they can't get people because of the lack of marketing. I've worked with thousands of chiropractors and now dozens of dentists, and I was surprised when I sort of shifted over and did a lot of work with dentists that they have the same problem chiropractors have where they need that 30, 40 people to come in the door or they can't succeed. I have good friends that are actually, they're orthopedists, they're medical doctors, but the bottom line is that they can't get people in it either. I see them out there in the streets. I see them out there doing screenings. I see them out there doing talks and working for free also. I have a very good friend who's an orthopedist who he's doing a lot of free stuff just to do PR and get out there. Never thought your local MD or surgeon or orthopedist would have to do that, but even they have to do it now. The challenge is the marketing. So I want to get into some marketing, again, coming from the 100 Millionaire Mindset right now on this Facebook Live. And the concept is the ROI approach. As you look at marketing, whether it's online, radio, TV, newspaper ad, magazine, whatever it is you're trying to do, go out there and do talks. It's easy to throw lots of money at it, believe the marketing of the marketing companies, and spend a lot and not necessarily get anything in return. I've had 2 New York Times best-selling books. I've sold millions of books. But a few of those times I brought in that PR firm, that marketing firm that promised me I'd be on CNN and I'd be on Oprah and Ellen and all of that. They asked for lots of money and I gave it to them only to get nowhere near any kind of return for those tens of thousands of dollars. I brought in on a couple of occasions, we brought in internet companies, SEO companies, online marketing companies, paid them literally, without exaggeration or hyperbole, hundreds of thousands of dollars with no real result, no return on that investment. So what I want to encourage you to do is this. In the 100 millionaire mindset, the 100 millionaires I work with, they're literally almost like they're cheap. It sounds like they're being cheap with all the different elements of business, especially marketing. And I always think, wow, you couldn't spend all of your money. You have so much money. Yet look how cheap you're being here, particularly on the marketing. Because what they want to know for certain is that there is a return on the investment. And as you go to market things, for example, I've marketed things on TV, marketed things online, done a lot of research on how we'll push some of our products out there through things like an infomercial. And big companies are looking for a 5 times or greater return on any marketing investment. I've got to make 5 times the money. A lot of people think, well, I spent $1, as long as I made $1, I'm okay. But too often there's a lot of costs buried inside of your processes or your products that don't make that a real return. That's why the bigger companies are looking for a multiple return on that investment. What I learned after spending, again, hundreds of thousands of dollars on internet marketing without the return is that anyone I'm working for knows we're going to start in phases. I'll invest $1 today on your process, but I need to get $3 to $5 tomorrow to continue your process. If that process isn't continuing to grow me 2, 3, 4, 5 times my money, then it's not a successful process. You can't hide behind bells and whistles anymore, the pretty website, just the fact that I am online or that you are posting on my social media or just that you have it all up and running. You can't hide behind that anymore, Mr. Marketing Company or SEO company or social media company. I need a return. One of the things we use for our chiropractic clinics, for dental offices, for many natural healthcare providers is something called the Practice Pilot. It's a company that I started based on the fact that I was getting no return on the money I was investing, no real profit on the money I was investing to do things like my dinners and my talks and my social media ads and my blogs that went out and manage my whole online process for me. I wasn't getting a return. I was spending a lot of money. It was happening and it looked pretty, but there wasn't a multiple coming back. So we started it on our own, grew it over the last year to make sure that it worked for us, and began doing it for many other doctors and healthcare providers. And when I'm communicating to them, they don't even have to ask me whether or not the Practice Pilot is working for them. I ask them. I say, okay, I want to make sure we look at how much you spent on the Practice Pilot, your dinner, your staff, any associated costs, and I want to make sure you're getting that 3 to 5, 10 times, 20 times return that can be possible with the right endeavor. So as you move forward to market, use the ROI approach. Just don't throw money at it. Just don't commit to months and 6 months and year programs. Go phase by phase, event by event, go campaign by campaign, and hold anyone you're working with to a return on that investment that is 3 times, 5 times, 20 times what you put in. And it should leverage too. It should do things like create retention, create referral, create other opportunities. That's all part of the 100 millionaire mindset and the ROI approach. I hope that you do what I do with whatever business or idea that you're involved in today, that you've got at least 3 types of marketing. When I look at an idea, or I start a new company, or I look at anything that anybody's asking me to assess as a consultant, I want to see, are there 3 great ideas for marketing? Because again, that's the idea killer or the company killer. I want to make sure there's at least 3 ways that we can test with the ROI approach. For us, it's about the mission. I know you're looking to change lives, to save lives, to make this world a better place for sane, decent people to live. And so I want you to be successful in your mission-based business. I want you to be 100 millionaire so that you're blessed in it, but you can also be blessed to be a blessing. So together we can make a difference. So bless you in your mission-based business, and remember who you are.